Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Y'all have to let me know if we're good because I genuinely don't know. I hate that this even happens, but let's see. Y'all will let me know. Can you guys hear now? Can I get a thumbs up, a crown emoji, a pink heart, just something so that I know? Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Thank you guys. Thank you. I do not know it I don't know what it is with Apple products, but because this phone is connected to my laptop, it always wants to connect the microphone to this phone and I don't know why it does that. Like I didn't ask y'all to do that. So I just always have to turn it off. But then my other phone is just like my other phone, so that doesn't happen. Of course. Okay. Hello guys, how are you? I hope everyone's doing good today. I've had a pretty productive day. I woke up, I took my Meek Mill neck braids that lock braids out, washed my hair, blow dried my hair, and just did a natural style. I don't know, is it lagging on y'all's end? There's like a little lag, but it keeps like picking back up or whatever, but it's okay. But yeah, that's pretty much how my day has gone in the beginning of my day. Then after that, I did my makeup, hair, makeup, and then I did a live stream on Instagram to support a foundation called Glow Care Foundation. And they talk about period poverty in the country of Nigeria, which y'all know I'm Nigerian. So we just talk about how a lot of young women in Nigeria, especially school age girls, just don't have access to menstruation products as well as the education, the stigma, and just kind of championing the local government leaders to advocate for more resources for these ladies because on average, Nigerian girls miss 24% of school each school year because of their menstruation cycle. So they're not able to go to school or they don't want to go to school because they don't have pads, they don't have tampons. They're using things like leaves or wrappers or rags or tissue paper. So it just kind of put in perspective for me the things that I'm very grateful for and the privileges that sometimes like we take for granted because I can afford to get on Amazon and order pads or tampons and have it come to my door literally boom right then and there. So yeah, that was really really fun to do that, but also informative, and I'm just having a good day. So I figured like, I haven't been live since like July, I think. So I was like, let's just go ahead and go live. So can I get a pink heart or a gold crown in the chat box if you are just active and you could hear me and everything looks good on your end, because YouTube is tripping a little bit. Okay, I see some of them coming in. Yes, pink hearts, gold crowns, whichever ones y'all like. Thank you all. So I'm gonna try to be fast today because my Eagles are playing tonight. Fly, Eagles, fly. Come on, do we have any Eagle? We got Bird Gang in the house. Can I get some green hearts and some Eagle emojis if you're a part of the team? Yeah, we're finally playing tonight. We've been on a bye, and this is Monday Night Football. So I want to make sure I'm able to go in my living room, eat my pizza, and watch that. Let me make sure I have the right time for tonight. Yes, they're at 8:15, and it's currently about 7 o'clock where I'm at. So I just want to make sure that I do that. So just before we get started with the topics, I have been just back into my creative space. I've been, back to artwork. So I wanted to show y'all my progress on my drawing. If you watched my community post the other day, I posted because I was sick last week. I was out the whole week. I did not work. I had a stomach bug. I didn't have any energy, but I'm back better. So it's lagging again a little bit, but I have been working on. Is the lag gonna stop? I don't know what is going on because I got good Wi-Fi. I pay for Fiverr, whatever. But yes, I've been working on my girl. This is the one and only Olivier Mira Armstrong, General Armstrong. And this project actually has been really much of a art lesson for me because like shading and all that stuff has been like something I'm trying to work on. I messed up a little bit, but y'all probably can't tell. But yeah, this is my girl right here. It's just been taking a while for me to get it done because when you're mixing all these blues and these colors, it just takes some time. So whenever the finished product comes out, I'll definitely show y'all. But yes, that's what I've been working on. And in terms of like, I don't know what I have in here from the past, I'll show y'all. I started drawing again last year in like December. So I'll show you where I started about a year ago. Let's see. So a year ago, this was me. I don't know what is going on with this lag because I literally have great Wi-Fi. But a year ago, this was me. As you can see, I never even finished it because I couldn't draw hands. And yeah, just very beginner level. So I definitely have come up a little bit over time. The next one that I did was a little bit better. That was my Sam, Clover, and Alex. Love Totally Spies. I love drawing cartoons, like especially the ones that I really like actually watch. So those were the next ones. And then I did. I'm gonna finish this eventually, but I did meet. This is what I'm calling Mean Girls. So it's Heather from Total Drama Island, and then I have Helga, and I'm trying to think like I don't know if there's any space. Well, there probably isn't any more space, but I can cut these out. I need some other Mean Girl characters, so I might do La Cienega, and I might do. I'm gonna do my boyfriend and I. We like to do paint and sip. So we're gonna do one, but I'm gonna do Shigo because I liked Shigo. Then I did the Queen Chama Bratz doll. As you can see, it's getting better by the flip, right? Yeah, I did the Queen Chama Bratz doll. So loved this one because I felt like that mole right there is definitely me. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. After that is literally what I'm working on. I have a few like ones that like I kind of started a little bit of sketching. This one is going to be Aaron and Mikasa from Attack on Titan. Can't really tell though, but it'll be there. And then in this one, I'm going to do the Sinners movie. So this is, I don't actually know which twin was which, but yeah, the Stack, Smoke, whichever one it was. And I don't even remember the girl name. Who's the female one that turns into a vampire? I don't really know. I don't remember. Great movie though. And then I did Queen Chama Boondocks. I never finished her hair though because I didn't know what color to make it, and I had already did the Queen Chama Bratz doll in red. So maybe I'll make her blonde. I don't know, but I didn't just want to do it black. Okay. And then of course we have my favorites. Olivier Mira Armstrong. So yeah, I love that. Someone said for Mean Girls characters, how about Blackfire from Teen Titans? That's a good one. And then someone said Angelica Pickles. That's actually a good one too. I don't know if y'all can see, probably not, but I do have Blossom over there. Let me see if I can lift it up. Probably not. Which way should I go? Probably can't see it. But I do have Blossom and I have Starfire over there as paintings. So I've done a few. This is like really fun for me, very expressive. My boyfriend got me into anime and got me into character drawing because he's always been really good at that. But I think I'm better than him now. So yeah, that's pretty much just an update on that. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Shout out to all my anime watchers. I guess justice for the anime watchers because people was bullied in high school for watching it. But I feel like anime is really good shows, like really good shows, really good shows. Okay, got my sip of water. So first story that I want to talk about. Do I even have this up already? I sure do. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and transition into this past the intro. Now, see, how am I supposed to know which one? Ah, perfect. It tells me. All right. So I don't know if y'all saw this, but Bhad Bhabie is getting called out for blackface because literally that's kind of like what the girl does. But I kid you not, this is a white woman. This is a white woman. This is not the first time this girl's got called out for blackface. This is her Halloween pictures. I guess she's Poison Ivy. Initially, when I saw it, I can't remember who I thought it was, but I didn't think it was Bhad Bhabie. Maybe Mariah the Scientist, maybe somebody else, but this is literally her. Yes, again, this is a white woman. it's just goes to show that, you know, people love to emulate black women with a lot of different things, but they'll never actually want to step to be a black woman. And she always has said that, you know, oh, I'm not black. Why would I want to be black? I'm not trying to be black. But every chance she gets, she wants to come off at least mixed passing. And I know a lot of people say, like, oh, no, she's not trying to be black. It's not black fishing, it's mixed fishing. And I've had this conversation on my channel before, but my thing with calling it mixed fishing, I do agree with that. However, what makes it mixed fishing? What makes it mixed fishing is literally adding in that blackness into whiteness. So to be honest, it is kind of a black aesthetic, even though no, she can't look like a black woman because she's clearly white, but she can tan, she could put on all this makeup. And I know she doesn't necessarily look like a monoracial black woman like myself, but she definitely does not look like a white girl, right? So I believe there was another one. Let me head over. Yes. So here's her again 4 days ago. This picture is kind of like, okay, maybe she looks like, you know, again, mixed or just with something. But I don't know. It was this picture. This is the picture that I saw right here. That I'm like, is that Bhad Bhabie? Like, I'm looking, I'm like, that cannot be her. Like, that literally cannot be her. So just looking at some of the comments, this says, let me just remind you, this is a white Jewish girl. People are talking about her finally getting her weight back after her relationship. She's probably still with that man that keeps beating on her, but she keeps going to be with him anyway. I think they have a show or some type of like vlog or something. I don't know, but if I was Zeus Network, I would pick up all of this. I would make money off of all of this since she does not care to just maintain her like distance from him. And my thing is, I get it's hard to detach yourself from um you know, a guy that you either have a child with or you've been with for X amount of years. I get it. However, it's nobody cares. Like at this point, like we feel bad for abuse. Of course, that's not a joke, but I just kind of feel like for whatever reason, she never wants to detach herself because I think women like her, they love the drama, they love the toxicity. And if they say they don't, they're lying. They like to have something going on. If she really wanted peace and quiet, she would not be with him or continue to take him back. Another person said, you sure love black culture, don't you? Someone asked if she got a BBL. I don't think she got a BBL. I just think when you wear a corset and you edit pictures, it can definitely give off that look, right? Another person said she's never beating the attempt to look black / light skin allegations. So yeah, the girl really, let me go back to my screen here. The screen is black. Oh shoot. Now hold on. Somebody should have texted me. One of y'all need to have my number. Okay, let's try this again. I'm sitting here just rambling. Why is the screen black though? Let me see, window, entire screen. Why would this be happening? Why wouldn't I be able to share? Hold on. Live stream. Hold on a second. No, I know y'all could see me, but I'm not sure why y'all couldn't see it when I was sharing my screen. Let's try this. Okay, no, let's not try that. Let's not do that. Let's try this. Let's not do that either. Someone said I need 2 monitors. I literally have 2 monitors in front of me, and I've always used the same way of streaming and sharing. If worse comes to worse, I will hop on yet again another stream and try this again because this always works. But y'all, I literally have 2 monitors right here. Literally, they're just not. So I just went with my laptop. Can we see this? Yes, no. It's black again. Okay. Some people can. Okay, now y'all can see it, but that's the same thing I was just doing. I don't know. I don't know what just happened. I don't know. Okay, what can y'all see? This is so awkward. Okay, we can see it now. I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know what is going on. Um, okay. Actually, I see what I did, I think. I don't know. But anyway, let me go back to the first picture. Um, can we see now? Can we see the red hair? Okay, cool. So everything I just said and more. Okay, perfect. So take everything I just said and put it to this. But this is one of the pictures here um, that I saw, and I was like, "How is this a white woman?" Um, to continue on, here's more pictures for y'all to see. This was her Halloween costume of her literally just appearing to be, I guess, mixed. And like I said before, if you're trying to be a mixed woman, fine, be it. But I definitely think she wants the appeal of a mixed woman with the, I guess, sass of a white woman. Like, I don't know. She looks racially ambiguous for sure. Somebody said this is who she's trying to be, I guess, Poison Ivy. But if you look at the actual inspiration picture, does she look mixed? Does this woman look biracial? No. So you could see people are saying it's given blackface. She want to be a black woman so bad. The character is white, which you are, but yet for some reason you aren't here. I don't know what it is. And I would even think that people want to say, oh, it could be lighting, it could be this, it could be that. But she does not look like a white girl, like her actual skin tone. And I thought the white girls had like stopped tanning really, really dark, except for if you're like in the South and you go to like a SEC school. Because for some reason, for random times, I'll see like, especially during like, I don't know if anybody knows about like the Bama Rush talk, Bama Rush. Anybody? When I would deep dive on Bama Rush every school year when it starts, I would always see like them white girls and they would be like super duper tan, like offensively tan, not just, oh, like I want to look, you know, like just a little bit of color, they would be offensively tan. So I just, it's the same thing. We've called her out so many times, whether it's a black hairstyle with braids, and she says that, oh, I'm not trying to be black. Why would I want to be black? But you do want to appear to be somewhat ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? Um, can I tell this is a white woman? Sure. But can I tell this is a white woman trying to be mixed or black passing? Yeah, but she's not going to go to my complexion per se, right? She's not going to go there, but she's definitely going to try to push the envelope a little bit. Let me show you guys the other one I was talking about. Can we see this? Thumbs up. We could see this new picture. Just want to make sure before I'm talking to y'all and it's a black screen, which I don't know how that happened, but whatever. Someone said we never forgot. Yeah, we never forgot what she was trying to do. But yeah, with this one, it was this picture in particular. This is what I was talking about when it was the black screen. It was this picture in particular that I was like, whoa, like who is this? And I know it's Bhad Bhabie, but like for some reason all the girlies they look the same. So I was trying to figure out like, is this Mariah the Scientist? Is this who can I say that she kind of looks like? Let me get a few other pictures going. I mean, you can always tell by somebody's tattoos, but like I really was like from the lip filler to, and I don't even know what she's had done. Um, but I don't even know what this outfit is. This is great pictures, great quality pictures, but this outfit, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be one quarter bride? Because it's given I'm getting dressed for my wedding, but I didn't put on the rest of the tulle and the skirt and the veil. Like this is just the corset, and I took some pictures. Like, is this supposed to be an outfit? Like, I don't know. People are saying that they're glad to see that she's getting her weight back up, but I don't know. I know she was sick and she said that she had cancer or something. So, you know, possibly that as well, but I don't get it. I don't get the fascination to just be Black adjacent, if you want to call it that, or try to be Black adjacent. I get it. Her baby daddy's Black. She's dated a whole bunch of Black rappers. You can like Black men. I mean, I can't stop you from doing that. But I just kind of feel like she is a product of her environment. Don't get me wrong. She's definitely been in more urban areas or attached herself to that. So, you know, there's always the white girls that so-called have jungle fever. Like, they're always there. I don't think that's necessarily an issue, but I think for Bhad Bhabie in particular, she's disrespected Black women so many times. And it was funny when she was beefing with Alabama Barker, because it was like, oh, well, finally you're beefing with your own kind, right? But even Alabama Barker is just like her. Alabama Barker only dates Black guys all of a sudden. She wants this aesthetic, but like, y'all don't, it just gives force. It gives I'm trying too hard. I don't know. Even the tattoos, you could possibly say like it's a force. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she went from I ain't even gonna be offensive, but it's the same old, same old. Bhad Bhabie trying to appear as not necessarily Black passing, mixed passing, and it's very disrespectful. And notice how she still has a career. You know what I'm saying? Notice how, let me see. I don't think she has that many pictures up and whatever, but notice how she still has 15, almost 16 million followers. Notice how she still got almost what is this, 600,000, 500,000 likes on this when she did Alabama Barker. Notice how people still give her engagement. Let me click on this here. Okay, this is a song she just put out. Now, the ironic thing is that she then posted these. Like, she posted her Halloween pictures where she looked like this. Then she posted these pictures. Then she turned around and posted this. And this compared to this is her with like no makeup or minimal makeup. I think she just has like, you know, lash extensions, her filler on her lips and stuff like that. But yeah, notice how she now kind of returned to sender in a way. Like, she still kind of looks a little bit, you know, but it's just whole IG baddie aesthetic. But the IG baddie aesthetic to me is kind of conducive of Black women. You can even say, you know, mixed race women, but she's neither one of that, right? And someone is saying it might be a cry for help. It could possibly be, but she's been doing this for so long. And I just think that at a certain point, have your look, your aesthetic, your fillers, your body enhances, whatever you want to do. But the skin tone should not be changing like the seasons. It should not be changing like the season. It's cold now. I live in Atlanta. It's cold now. To everybody that's in, I think the whole United States was cold today. Man, it was freezing. So yeah, it's the same old, same old. And it's so funny how a lot of these celebrities like to gas this up. Like, look at Scotty from Baddies. She's even in here putting hard eyes and stuff. I'm like, Scotty, she's actually trying to look like you. At least Scotty, I believe, is a Black woman. She's just light skinned, I believe. So yeah. I think this is the video here. Let's see. Somebody pass me water. I don't want to get copywritten. I thought that was the video of her going off on her baby daddy that went viral. But even at these pictures from June, like, she looks white. I think this looks like a white girl with a bunch of tattoos. Look at the difference between this. It just progressively gets worse. And even in this one, I'll mute it, but she looks like her white self. I didn't know she had curly hair, but I mean, her hair used to be red and straight when she first came out. I don't know if these are natural curls or if she curled it to be this way. I don't know, but yeah. All the walking around and throwing it up and whatnot, just the demeanor. I think her personality and her demeanor is her. I don't think she's stretching like that, because from the beginning, she's always been a bad child. You know what I'm saying? She's always been who she's been, like that. She has not deviated from that. But there's been a few times where her white girl has come out. It's been a few times. We ain't got to see that, girl. I don't want to see that. Bye. Bye, girl. I don't want to see that at all. So it's a very interesting dynamic for sure. And I just feel like every single time she gets called out, it might actually be a boost to her confidence. It might actually be something where she feels as though that because people are saying like, hey, you are kind of tied to this image and we see what you're trying to do, I think it actually boosts her. I wish people like her would just get ignored, but I mean, for some reason, she has 15.8 million followers. I don't know who she's trying to be, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Let me read some of y'all's comments. I believe we had a super chat in here. Let me see if I missed it. Yes, I did. Sweet Pumpkin Pea sent $4.99. Hey, Chama, love your content. It's therapeutic to me. I'm coping with grief right now. My dad passed away. Oh, in August. I'm so sorry. Labor Day weekend, but watching you helps. I'm so sorry to hear that. First of all, thank you for the super chat, but my condolences. I can only imagine what it's like to lose a parent. I lost my brother when I was in the 4th grade, and he was an older brother to me, and that was probably the hardest thing I've dealt with. So to lose someone that's just as close or a parent is really sad. So I hope that you're surrounded with just a lot of support, and I'm glad my videos are bringing you a little bit of therapy and happiness to kind of pass the time. I know we be joking and not being all the way serious on here sometimes, but I hope that it at least brings you some solace in what's going on. But I'll keep you in my prayers. So I am so sorry to hear that. But thank you for sharing. And again, thank you for the super chat. So I'm going to go ahead and read some more of the things that y'all are saying. And shout out to the moderators in here. Thank you guys so much for just being in here. I didn't even know, since it's been so long since I've been on a live stream, if I still have moderators that will jump in. So thank you to the few that I've seen in here. Evelyn, I've seen you in here, as well as, I think it was one more, but I don't see it anymore. But shout out to y'all. I might need some more mods as we pick up. So if y'all want to be a mod, just let me know. But yeah, someone said, I missed it. Chat was going too fast. It was something about how when you get chemo treatment, your hair texture changes. Thank you for pointing that out. I did not know that. However, I think even with that possibly being the case, someone like Danielle, which is her name, she's always been very polarizing with the image that she tries to portray. And I get it. She's a rapper. She grew up in an urban Florida, wherever she is from in Florida. So I do get it. But at the same time, white girls can just be white girls. Like, you don't have to appear black passing to date black men. It's the same thing that Kylie Jenner has done over the years. She's always like adapted a style based off of the man that she's dating. But have you noticed that now that Kylie Jenner is dating Timothy Chalamet, don't know, that she now looks like her regular white girl self? She's wearing a lot more modest clothes. She's not as urban coded. Have y'all noticed that? So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I see how a lot of people just kind of morph. Well, a lot of white girls in the media, and I get it. Black is in. Black is like what people want to see. They always are like trying to be that, but it comes a certain point where you can't just continue to do this. But I guess you can. You know, God gave us all free will. However, I'm over Danielle. I'm just over Danielle. So let me go ahead and transition to the next thing. Let's see what we could do. Let's hope that it stays, you know, with how it needs to stay. Let's see what we do here. I have to check in with y'all and make sure that y'all can actually see. So give me a thumbs up if y'all can see this new one. Yaya Mayweather. Are we good? Okay, we're good. Thank you guys. Okay, so I wanted to go back again, black again. So Yaya Mayweather, it says here, expresses her desire to improve every day and apologizes to those who haven't perceived her in the best light. So if y'all don't know Yaya Mayweather, she is the daughter of Floyd Mayweather, who is literally a world champion boxer. Let me see if you'll share here. There we go. So she's 25 years old, which I didn't even know that. I thought she was a little bit younger than that. But yeah, she's 25 years old. She's Floyd Mayweather's daughter. And she has been in like a lot of stuff. She also has a child with NBA Youngboy, who ironically enough, I guess used to hook up with Bad. So let me click on Yaya's Instagram page just in case y'all have never seen her before. But here's a picture of her parents, Floyd Mayweather. And I don't know. Her mom looks more like her father. I think she actually looks like a mix, but as you can see here, she's just, you know, usually a girl who She's not that loud. She stays quiet, but she's had her fair share of foolishness over the years. I'll definitely say that. She's had her fair share of foolishness. And I feel like Yaya wants to reinvent herself. Like everyone's always trying to, lately, they've been trying to kind of cast away their old ways and become this new person. So I'm going to show y'all what Yaya had to say. Um, Make sure we back in the show. It says Yaya Mayweather expresses her desire to improve every day and apologizes to those who haven't perceived her in the best way. She put off a series of posts on Twitter. We're not calling it X because what is that? But she said, I'm not just this dumb, delusional girl who lives a perfect life. I'm very blessed. Yes, I understand that, but I've been through and go through things just like anyone else. Obviously, my struggle looks different than the next person's, and that's okay. Now, let me stop y'all right there because first, for some context, I'll read what this says in the Shade Routines. And it says, Yaya Mayweather opens up in a series of tweets discussing her journey toward becoming a better person. She apologized to those who may have seen her in a negative light and also addressed LaPatra Jacobs, whom she was arrested for stabbing. Stabbing in 2020. Although she claims her actions were in self-defense, she still felt it was important to issue an apology. Yaya emphasized that she is not some stuck-up, entitled, spoiled little rich girl and is committed to improving herself for her son. So like I said, she has a baby with NBA Youngboy. However, where Yaya went wrong is that she poked LaPatra Jacobs, who was dating NBA Youngboy back in 2020. They were in a relationship, but also Yaya was dating him. I don't know. NBA Youngboy is so confusing to me. I don't see the appeal. I don't know why all these girls get with him, have his baby. Maybe he's a lover boy. Maybe he truly is a lover boy. I feel like he's the type of guy that loves every girl that he's with. Like, you know how some girls love every boyfriend and they have a new boyfriend every like 8 months or a year, and every year they got a new boyfriend and they're always in love. I think that might just be him. He might really love all these women, but you can't love all these women. It's really just soul ties. So she says that, and then she continues and she says, I'm a young woman that's growing. Yes, I've made mistakes along the way, but I'm striving to be better every day. I apologize if over the years y'all haven't perceived me in the best way, which a lot of people haven't, because why would you be Floyd Mayweather's daughter? I mean, the Floyd Mayweather that has literally, I don't know how much he's worth. I can look it up and see. Let's see if they'll even tell me how much he's worth. Let's see. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Oh, I didn't know he was junior. Do we have his net worth on here? I believe he's a billionaire. I don't know. All these net worth things don't ever really be that accurate. It says over here that he has a net worth of 400 million. It says yes, Floyd Mayweather is a billionaire. His net worth is estimated to be about 1.2 billion, primarily for his career earnings in boxing, which surpassed 1.1 billion, as well as his business revenue. Okay, cool. So apparently Floyd Mayweather, well, I believe that he's, a billionaire. So she says that, and it's just like, why would she made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I'm sorry. And I know it's easier for us to be on the outside of the club and can't get into the billionaire status, even though we can get in, keep working hard. But I just don't perceive my dad being Floyd Mayweather. And I'm getting with NBA Youngboy. I'm getting with Lil Durk. I'm getting with, I don't know, all these rappers out here that have a Noah's Ark full of children, as I like to call it. I just don't see myself doing that. Like, if anything, I would have made sure I got with I don't know. But regardless, that's what she said. Then she says, I apologize to my family, more specifically my father and mother, if any of my actions over the years have embarrassed you or affected you in any way. And to anyone I may have hurt over the years, I apologize, including LaPatra Jacobs, even though, yes, it was self-defense. I apologize. Let's stop right there. I feel like if you're going to poke somebody, yes, you're saying it's self-defense. I get it, girl. But that was not necessary for the apology. Just say you apologize for taking it that far. Self-defense to me sounds like, and of course we weren't there, but it sounds like to me she was getting the best of you. Y'all were fist fighting. She was whooping you because Yaya is little. She's very, very small, maybe about 5 foot even, right? She's small. So I feel like she was getting the best of you. and you went and you were getting that tail beat and you went and pulled out um something that we cut steak with. We'll call it that. That's what it sounds like to me, because what was so if it was self-defense, that means she had to have been doing something to you, and most likely y'all were fighting. Most likely y'all were going back and forth, fist fighting, yelling. You the one that went to jail, girl. So I don't know. Anyway, she then says, I'm not some stuck up, entitled, spoiled little rich girl, maybe a little mean, lol. But I just want to be better, especially for my child. I want to right my wrongs while I'm still here and able to. And I want y'all to see the real me and not this effed up perception. Okay. I think that's real though. I'll give it to her. That's real, because I'm all for people reinventing themselves and being better, but I just want to see the action. All this lip service is lip service. I want to actually see the action. So we'll see what comes of that. And then the last thing she said was, I have amazing parents. My parents raised me right. To this day, my parents still parent me, and don't get it misconstrued. Some of the choices I made don't define how my parents raised me, because believe me, they don't play a lot of ish, and they haven't since I was a kid. So again, I think it's very important to kind of look at this dynamic, because to me, at 25 years old, that's when they say your brain is fully developed and everything starts to kick in for you. So good for her. I'll give her points for at least taking accountability and realizing like you need to do better. I also do like the fact that she pointed out that Floyd Mayweather and her mother did not raise her to be this way, which I feel like for a lot of like the rich girls, or the girls that's growing up hip hop or growing up athlete, I guess, and growing up all these, children of celebrities, they're not raised like that. There's nobody that has anywhere up even $1 million, right? That's putting their child in a bad school, a bad environment, and bringing bad people. Oh, let me not say they wouldn't bring bad people around them. They definitely could. We've seen that too, but that's not the intention. And I don't perceive Floyd Mayweather or her mother to have raised her to be the way how she became, with having all of this, but wanting to be with somebody like NBA YoungBoy. I don't know, whatever NBA YoungBoy has, Tofiaqua. Okay, I rebuke it. I don't want it. I don't have it. I'm very very good where I'm at. I'm very very good where I'm at. It's just I don't get the appeal. Even with Sky Jackson, like the affinity for bad boys. I got it when I was young, so I get it. Like they were their age. I got it. Don't. I've done a lot of different things, right? But I never would think I was never thinking to myself like, yeah, he's the one. I'm gonna have my baby by this person. I'm gonna marry this person. Like I never once thought that far. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have my fun. Oh, I'm in college, I'm gonna have my fun. Oh, I'm only 21, I'm gonna have my fun. Oh, this guy want to trick on me. He does this, like I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That was my thought process. It was never let me have your baby and let me crash out about you, because it was never ever that deep. Okay, it was never that deep. Let me read some of the things that somebody said. Very very Sky Jackson of her. That's actually very funny. Let's see. Sometimes the people we date is a reflection of what we think we deserve. That's also very true, which is why I speak on a lot of women being able to kind of cultivate that self-confidence within them. And it's easier said than done. I didn't become as self-confident as I am now until maybe the last 2-3 years of my life. Even so, I was still making mistakes 2 years ago with, dating and choices and things like that. So I think for a lot of these girls, they're realizing I'm not going to have this fairy tale ending, because at the end of the day, NBA YoungBoy is married. Okay. He's married, and he's now having a third baby by the girl he's married to. And it's funny when you look at all the baby mamas. I wish I would have saved a graphic that I saw. It was like all of his baby mothers. Let me see if I can find another one. Let's try this. Make sure that's being shown. Okay. If you look at all his baby mamas, right? The first like 2-3 were like before he like got super duper popular, right? Jania, number 4, came around. That was like the rapper baby mama era, like when NBA YoungBoy had Jania, when G Herbo had Ari, when Lil Baby had Jada, when A Boogie had Ella Bands, when Lil Durk had India. Like there was an era where it was like people are focused on who these rappers are dating because they were in the highest peak of their careers or they were just in the come up as well. If you notice, the first like 3 baby mamas, these are great pictures of them. These are all beautiful women. Honestly, they're all beautiful. Once he got with Jania, it started to kind of change where I feel like he was going more for the IG baddie aesthetic with a lot of them. And then the somebody like Floyd Mayweather's daughter, I feel like that was just like a bucket list. Like it's something about men where they're always like, yeah, like I want to date such and such daughter. Like I want to be with the daughter or the wife or the girlfriend or the sister to somebody that's super important. It's for men like him, not all men, but men like him. So he gets with Yaya. She's number 6. What did I do? Okay, well, made it bigger. Gets with Yaya. She's number 6. Arcola, I remember her going viral on TikTok or Instagram or something a few years ago because it was something along the lines of like just something dealing with their child, or she was working a regular job and she went viral for saying like, just because my baby daddy's NBA young boy, I still work a regular job. Good for her. Then we have Jaslyn, who is his wife. Jaslyn appears to be like the least like glamorous, and I don't mean that as a dig. I just feel like she's a very simplistic girl. Might be a little bit off because how do you allow all of this? But I mean, the money must be money. And Drew, honestly, I ain't never heard of the last 2. I've seen them, but I've never even heard of them, honestly. So yeah, here's 1 through 5. He has 10 different baby mothers. Yaya came in right as number 6. So girl, you weren't even in the first half. Not you the third quarter. Not you after the halftime show. That's crazy. That's literally so crazy. But I don't know what it is. Like whatever he has, I do not get it. I really don't. I don't even get the appeal. Like I just feel like what these girls should do, honestly, and maybe some of the girls listening, y'all can take this somewhat terrible advice I'm about to give you if you're in this situation. Let me stop sharing that. But if you slip upon a rich dude or slip upon a rapper, don't get pregnant by him, number 1. Just have your fun and do not get pregnant, because to be a part of a man's collection in this way is definitely not a flex. And I feel like once you're baby mama number 4 for real, that's a choice. Okay. Number 1 was number 1. Okay. I believe baby mama number 2, his kids, I think she has 2 kids. Either one of them is his or neither of them is his, but he had already gotten close to the baby. So he said, no, this is my son. So there it is. After you get past the second baby mama, that third spot is like, this better be for marriage, because it's like you already had 2 women and it didn't work out. But if you get to number 4, or as they like to say here in Atlanta, 4, when you get to 4, I don't know what to tell you. Ain't no excuse. Needless to say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, right? Needless to say the rest of them, because it's kind of just crazy. It's very crazy. But my advice is to just have your fun, whatever that is. Apparently, NBA YoungBoy has herpes. I don't know how true that is. I can't confirm or deny, allegedly. But neither one of y'all thought about that. So we're not even going to make that even a priority to talk about, because none of y'all cared, right? So that's what Yaya had to say. I think Yaya is somewhat misunderstood, but at the same time, she made choices based off of emotion. She made choices based off of like what she wanted in the moment, chasing that affinity of bad boys. Same thing with Sky Jackson. I can't even say the same thing as Keke Palmer, because I don't think her baby daddy is a bad boy per se. I just think even I'll say Halle Bailey, because I think DDG is not a bad boy, but I definitely think he tries to be. I think he wants to be like respected, like a hardcore rapper, but you were valedictorian of your school, beloved. We ain't scared of you. We are not scared of you at all. Yeah, I don't know who DDG is fooling, but all these girls, y'all should have just had y'all fun. If these men were never serious to be the one and only baby daddy or baby mama to one another, let alone marry you, he does not deserve a kid. Point blank, period. So there's that. He does not deserve anything, if you ask me. So let me read some of these super chats and then we'll move on to our next topic. All right, Eagles in about 30 minutes, okay? So I got to watch my Eagles. Someone said, in my mind, if you're willing to move around on her because you think I'm something, what happens when you meet another one? I'm next on the chopping block, huh? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, sis. You just the first one I saw. Oh, you're talking about his wife. Yeah, sorry, girl. I'm sorry. What she's saying is, in her mind, if NBA young boy is willing to cheat on his wife and stuff, what would make a woman think that she's exclusive to this man? It's mental illness. There's no reason to think that. And like I get thinking like the fairy tale, like because our brains like to tell us like happy thoughts for the most part. Because if we just sit here and think negative things, our body shuts down. And our body's actually trying to keep us alive. It just depends on you as a human being, what you're doing to your body. But I get the fantasy and the fairy tale because all the movies that we watch are like a love story, or all of the books that we read when you're growing up, all we see is like the love story, the Disney princess happily ever after, right? So I get it. I've been slow too. Okay. I've been a little slow too. But what brought me out of that slowdom was the fact that I had to find self-confidence with myself and be real. This man has X amount of kids, X amount of baby mamas. He's cheated on you this many times. He's lied to you. He's done this. What makes you think he actually wants to be with you? I don't deal with that stuff anymore. Because 10 baby mamas? 10? No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but no. Literally, because no. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. Let me go ahead and share my screen. This one is about... Make sure it's coming up now. Can I get a thumbs up? Y'all can see Megan Thee Stallion on the screen, right? Just making sure. Megan Thee Stallion, y'all can see it. Okay, I believe so. Okay, thank y'all. Thank y'all for letting me know. And also, before we go to the next topic, can we have some thumbs up in here? We have 83 likes, but 200 people. So thumbs up this video so we can get it out to more people, because these topics are good tonight. And I don't always go live. I want to go live more. My boyfriend, he's trying to help me get these monitors going with streaming. And I think I've said this before, but my life has been in shambles. After this weekend, I'm actually going to be in Ohio this weekend. I'm going to a wedding. In Cleveland. Well, I'm flying to Cleveland on Friday, so I'll be in Cleveland for the weekend, or just Ohio. It's actually going to be in Youngstown, Ohio, which isn't Cleveland, but close enough, right? But after this weekend, this is my last obligation for the whole year. I don't want to do nothing else. So we agreed, like, we're yes, I'm going home for Thanksgiving to my parents, but that's a holiday. Outside of that, I don't want to go do anything else more. I just want to slow my life down, get things back on track. It's been a hectic few weeks, okay? Or a few months, honestly. Anyway, moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. So a lot of people were talking about her new song called Lover Girl. It samples a TikTok. I don't even know if it's a TikTok audio of herself talking. I'm not too sure. But I do know the beat was already like popular on TikTok. I believe so, because I was hearing it before this song ever came out. But it actually samples an R&B song by the group Total back in the 90s. They have a song called Kissing You. So that's the whole like kissing, that part of it, right? So she's my man, my baby, my baby. And I'm not going to say the rest of it, but y'all probably heard it. I think the beat was great. I love the beat. I love the sensuality of the beat. I love the way how whoever produced it chopped it up. Loved it. Really, really loved it. However, when asked what's it giving, Megan Thee Stallion dropped the new music video for her song Lover Girl. I think the video kind of hurt the record, because the record in itself is not her worst work. I didn't genuinely dislike it for real, because I like what she was trying to do, but I definitely think she missed the mark, and the video kind of amplified why that happened. So as y'all can see, she has, these visuals. I can't play the song because obviously copyright, but let's see if I can get away with like 3 seconds.
And pop that pussy for your man, bitch. Pop that pussy for your man. Why you fucking people, nigga?
Okay, y'all get the point, right? So it's a lot of I don't want to unfollow Neighborhood Talk. So it's a lot of like sexual, sensual, typical Megan Thee Stallion. And I think a lot of people were expecting Megan to come with like, if you're going to talk about being a lover girl, just a different ballad, different cadence, different lyrics. You know, she sounds, people like to say people sound the same on every song. And I've even been someone who's critiqued artists for that. But I feel like as soon as these artists change, people be like, nah, go back to what you were doing. We don't like this anymore. So I kind of want to withdraw some of those critiques, not overall, but in certain cases, they have to kind of sound the same. However, your subject matter is what needs to change. You can sound the same, have the same cadence, the same way that you deliver your bars and whatnot. But if you are doing the same topics again and again and again, over and over and over, I think that's what happens. That's what happens when people get to say that you're redundant. So just going through some of these comments, one of the top comments says, "I don't like her music at all." I think Megan Thee Stallion has kind of she's gotten to a point where people are just either you like her or you don't, and a lot of people are just unimpressed with this phase. I think her body and her transformation after the whole Tory Lanez thing was like a very push and an acceleration for her, because I think a lot of people had, it was too much discrepancy on who shot Meg. Did she get shot? Do we believe her? You know, we talked about that. We ain't gonna talk about that again. But I think musically, as an artist, it did help her because people wanted to see this new version of her, her new body, her with the weight loss. I believe, and ding, 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 YouTube, go ahead and make this a highlight of the video. I personally believe Megan Thee Stallion did get work done on her nose. Like, I don't think that's just weight loss. Every single time I see her, I'm like, I don't think this is the same nose that you had before. It might not be a full rhinoplasty, but I do think that she got like some type of filler or something. Maybe it is a rhinoplasty. I don't know. But I personally think she did something, but she's definitely looks different. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think she did get something done or not? But regardless, I think her image was definitely tainted after that situation, how she handled it, not because she was a victim, but just how she handled it afterwards. And I get people talk about being the perfect victim and, oh, we want Black women to be the perfect victim. Are they truly the perfect victim? No, there's no such thing as the perfect victim, right? And I don't think that's what people were seeking. People were just seeking honesty, right? The truth. Needless to say, she's dated a few people. She was linked romantically, or shall I say sexually, to Tory Lanez. I don't believe they ever truly dated. They probably hooked up. She's dated Partisan Fontaine, who was a songwriter for Cardi B. She's also dated, I believe it was like a soccer player, European soccer player. That was short-lived. She dated another NBA player named Torrey Craig until a girl came out and basically exposed him and said, yeah, like, you're cheating on Megan. And now she's with Klay Thompson. Let me see if I can go over to, they've been posting a lot of stuff, like a lot. All I see is Megan and Klay Thompson. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, as much as I like don't necessarily care for celebrity relationships because it is what it is, I think her dating somebody like Klay Thompson is an uptick for her from an aesthetic standpoint. I definitely think it's an uptick for her because when you can date a beloved NBA player like Klay Thompson, who has a very clean background, he's not seen as one of these rapper guys or anybody in, you know, music or anything. He's an athlete. All of these girls dating athlete, with the exception of Cardi B, because Cardi B has lost her marbles. It's kind of working better for them. Even with Jania Michelle, who was NBA YoungBoy's fourth baby mother, her dating, what is his name? Sorry, y'all, I don't watch basketball like that. What is his name? What is his name? Oh Lord. Deontay Murray. Sorry, y'all. I drew a blank. Her dating him. He plays for the Atlanta Hawks. I actually went to a Hawks game earlier this year. It was an uptick. You know, we like to see the girlies with the athletes because apparently the athletes are better than the rappers, but I feel like a lot of these guys are kind of all the same, but not everybody. You can't paint everybody with one brush. When I met my boyfriend, he had just stopped playing football. I was like, I don't want to date another athlete. I already did that in college. I was turned off. But, you know, it ended up working out for me. Actually, he was still playing football when we met. And then he decided to not play football anymore. And I told him, I judged you from the beginning. I should not have done that. So, maybe the athletes are a slight bit better, but you can't paint everybody with one brush. And of course, it comes down to your moral character, like I always tell y'all. So here's a picture of Megan Thee Stallion. As you can see, she looks beautiful as always. I'm trying to find the video. Okay, here she is with Klay Thompson in her dump that she posted. And she just kind of looks better. I think they look cute as a couple. I was not mad at this at all. I was here for it. I was actually here for it. And I think that when you look at her dating background, this is definitely an upgrade. And maybe not in style wise, because I don't think they have the same style. It's a little bit awkward at times, but I kind of feel like it still balances out per se. Well, that's a nice ring. That's beautiful. But yeah, just look at that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that her and Klay Thompson look good together. Megan is 5'10", maybe 6 foot with her heels on. He's an NBA player. He's tall. She was just dating an NBA player, but we didn't even know him. I'm sorry, I didn't know Torrey Craig until he started dating her. I had never heard of him. So Klay Thompson is like an A-list NBA player, like people that we know. This man has won championships. So I think the relationship is very cute thus far. We haven't seen any red flags. Everything looks, peachy keen. But heading back over to back to the Lover Girl content. Heading back over to this with Megan Thee Stallion's new song. A lot of people did not like it. Like I said, I think the beat was great. But the pot that for your man, pot that for your man, pot that. Let me see if I don't want to play no more. I already played a little bit earlier. But people are saying the video doesn't match the song. I love Megan, but the video should have been more romantic or something if you're expressing your love for a man. I don't know. And I do agree with this because I kind of feel like to do your typical poom poom popping, booty popping, grinding on the floor, humping the ground, sensual body touching, grabbing your breast, sticking your tongue out, patting your poom poom, hitting splits. What else? Just all of that, to do that typical thing for a song called Lover Girl, and we're supposed to be visualizing you in your Lover Girl era. Maybe it's hard for a lot of artists like herself, maybe even Sexy Red, to detach. But I don't think it's impossible, because one thing I'll say about, let me see if I can find this too. I recently watched the video for Somebody by Lotto, and it was still giving, let me see if I don't even know if it'll let me play some of it, but let's just see. I don't want to play the music though. Share this tab. If we head over to Lover Girl, okay, I don't know why you don't want me to type in Lover Girl, Megan Thee Stallion. And I definitely watched the video a few times because I was like, I need to see this. If we head over to Megan's video, look at this. The girl is shaking her butt basically on a mirror or a wall or glass or something like that. It's a very raunchy video. Yeah, let me see if I could just skip through most of this. We got girls kissing girls. I don't know who Megan was kissing, or if that was even her, but I've already showed y'all most of this. It's just a very raunchy example of what she could have done with the song. Now, that's just the visuals, right? That was just the visuals. Outside of the visuals, I personally feel like the lyrics also wasn't giving Lover Girl or sensual. I feel like this is a song where she should have experimented with her voice a little bit, and not in the way that Ice Spice experimented with her voice when she did that song called Give Me a Light, Give Me the Light, whatever. When she started yelling and going up, nobody wanted to hear you yell, babe. Okay, keep it cute. But I feel like Megan could have did a lot more with this. It's like I'm listening to the song, it's Pop That for Your Man, and it's so long. The song was so long. I'm like, shit, is this the early 2000s? People putting out 4-minute songs? I was even surprised. And I'm here for hearing more music. However, here's another snapshot of everything. It really didn't. By the second verse, I was kind of like, I don't dislike this. I don't. But I see what people are saying. Just reading some of the comments here on Instagram, because I feel like a lot of people gave their 2 cents. Someone said, I'll be so glad when this era is over. And yes, I meant to say error, not era. Oh, my bad. Well, I'll be so glad when this era is over. And yes, I meant to say error, not era. That's a good one, I guess. Someone said, I wish the video was a little bit more cute. I wish she was in her house getting ready to go on a date with her man. And the whole time we don't see who he is. We only see the back of his head. Ooh. girl, you just gave me an idea, right? Someone said, I love her, but I feel like we see this all the time, which we do. Like Megan, throughout this video, I believe 70% of the time she was turned around, or it was a close up of her butt or her breast or her body versus just her. I didn't see love. I saw lust. Luster girl. Luster's pink lotion should have sponsored you, girl. But someone said, Megan, you're not single anymore. Put that thing away, which is crazy. But I mean, shit, she was who she was before she got with Klay Thompson. So I feel like unless a woman wants to adapt and change, their imagery, these women are going to be who they are, and these men know exactly who they're getting with. So I don't even play that. Someone said Megan could have let Cardi have her moment too. I don't even know what that means. Oh yeah, because this was posted a few weeks ago. But someone said, I'm so sick of this arrogant hypersexual music, which I'm going to do a video about this coming up, where there was this correspondence or conversation going on TikTok and on Threads about how people are like, every single time they hear a song from female rappers, it's like pussy, 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 pussy. And I was just like, oh, really? Is that not what I told y'all a few years ago? And I got called a pick me and a hater for saying, like, I'm not mad at sexual music. I think every female rapper should have something that's a little bit raunchy, but like it's over the top. It's all the time. It's too much. Did I not say that years ago? And I was called everything. I was said, oh, you're jealous of these rappers. You want to be like them. You're making the same type of music. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't even cuss in my music anymore. The reason why some songs haven't come out is because I want to go back to the studio and just re-record them and take out cuss words, because I don't have to cuss in the music. You could just spit hot fire bars, but we're not talking about me. I just think for Megan, her first commercial major hit was literally called Big Ol' Freak. So her imagery is her imagery. I don't know who approved this. At the end of the day, does she look great? Yes. Does she look pretty? Yes. Is that booty bouncing? Clearly, right? It's doing what it needs to do. But it's just so lustful. And I feel like people are kind of tired. I think with people like Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, Lotto, even Cardi B, when they first came out, they were in their early 20s, right? Now that they're over 25 and some of them over 30, your audience is also growing up. And a lot of us are trying to either settle down, or we're not in our hot girl era anymore. Even with city girls, like we're not in our city girl, hot girl era anymore. It was cool and fun when I was in college, 5 years ago. But now that I'm like in a full-term relationship, I'm thinking about getting, married pretty soon. I'm trying to kind of elevate. And so are these ladies for the most part. I see that to a certain degree. Not everybody. I think the audience has kind of not only grown up, but they've also been hyper bombarded, if that's even the word, but bombarded with the same imagery, imagery and energy put together. That's a good one, Chioma. But the same imagery for the last like 5+ years of our lives. And people are just tired. People are so tired. So for Megan, I didn't necessarily hate the song. I do think the lyrics were subpar. To be honest, this should have been one of the shorter songs. I know a lot of people talk about songs being not long enough these days. This one could have been short. The imagery, the video could have been way better. And like even someone said the hook carried the song. Yes, the whole like, let me see something.
People nigga need to find your own man.
Okay, I can't even put that. But the whole like total sample, I think carried the song. The beat, 10 out of 10. Whoever did the beat, perfect. I daggone want to make a remix myself. But someone said all this twerking is played out. Someone said song is horrible and the video doesn't match. This was a brick shot just like her man Klay. Dang. Sheesh. I don't watch basketball, so I don't really know how Klay Thompson be doing, but I know he's a good basketball player. Someone said most of these current artists can't make a record without a 90s sample to save their life. And that's true. I do see a lot of 90s sampling, but also there's a lot of songs that were in the 90s that were sampled from the 80s and 70s. People have always sampled. I don't mind I think sampling is great. I love a good sample. Because even I think a lot of people think that what is even the song title? Because I'm drawing a blank right now. What is it? You know very well what you are. That song by Biggie, that was sampled. You know what I'm saying? That was sampled. The real song I'm drawing a blank, but I do know my stuff. I'm sorry. But that song was even sampled, and that was a major hit, right? That was a major record. So yeah, Juicy. Sorry, y'all. So y'all know what I'm talking about. His song Juicy is sampled from a song called Juicy Fruit. Is the song even called Juicy Fruit? Yes, the song was called Juicy Fruit. From a band that came out in the 70s. So, or sorry, that song came out in the 80s and was sampled by Biggie about a decade later. So a lot of these songs have been sampled for the longest. Like, I don't mind the sample, especially it's like, okay, from the 90s. I get it. But I feel like Megan Thee Stallion and others, it's just very played out. Okay, so we don't we need to see y'all elevate before we get bored. Look what happened to City Girls. Their songs were not selling because nobody's going to be the ratchet scammer, F all the ballers, I only want to trick. Nobody, like, that's not going to be all of us. Some of us want to settle down and be wives. I know not everybody want to be married, but like people want just peace in their life. Nobody wants the stress of being with a scammer and a trick. I'm telling you, I've lived a life, okay? And that's just me being relatable. But I just think audiences are starting to realize that a lot of this stuff, all while it was fun in our younger years, nobody cares anymore. Even Ice Spice, I see she did a song. I think the song was called, I know she has one called Thick Again, I think, or something like that. She been dropping a few songs, y'all, and I don't know what the girl is doing. Let me see if I can pull them up as well. She dropped a song called Batty Batty a few shooters tab. She dropped Batty Batty a few weeks ago. Yeah, she a few days. I didn't even watch this one yet. I'll watch it when the stream is over because I need to hear the song. But she dropped this one called Pretty Privilege. And yeah, see, it's the same old thing. It's like between Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Ice Spice, JT. Even though JT just dropped like an alternative record, and I actually liked it. Unpopular opinion. But all of these girls is like, how much can you bend over and show your tail? Like, do y'all not have artist development? Do y'all not care to do anything different? We get it. Yo, butt is fat, and so is mine. Okay, we get it, girl. Like, for the most part, it all makes sense. So I just think it's just one of those things where the audience is just evolving and doesn't want to continue to be bombarded with the same hypersexual imagery. I'm happy that people are also like opening their eyes. However, I've been said this. Like, I really, really said this a long time ago. Like, it's going to fade. And people called me a hater, but I mean, shoot. At least I was right in the end. But it's like, I want to support these girls. I know I'm critical of them, and I have been, and I don't take back that. But it's like, I want to support them because I love female rap so much, but I don't even listen to stuff when it comes out. Go stream that new Mona Leo, though, who did the body. Okay. I'll promote Mona Leo because Mona Leo to me, she's it's not just hypersexual with her. When you think of Mona Leo, you don't just think butt and boobs, right? You think bars. Like, the first thing that comes to my head is like, she actually can rap. You know what I'm saying? So it I'm just like, but it really throws me off that a lot of these girls have not found a lane to evolve in. And it doesn't mean that you have to throw away what you've always done. But at the same time, why can't y'all do anything different and still make a hit? Do I now have to question if you're truly talented, or is it that you've gone so deep in this one sector that no one's going to listen to you? Because in all honesty, did we listen to Cobra by Meg? Yes. Did we listen to Hiss and all of that? Yes. Were those songs about like hypersexuality of any sort? No. But the visuals did complement a little bit of hypersexuality to it, but those were still hit songs. So it's not like you can't do it. But I do get it. They're deep fried in the aesthetic of hypersexuality. And I don't feel like a lot of these women realize or think they can do anything different. I know behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, it's completely a lot more complex. And there's a lot of like different factors to how these girls can promote themselves through management, labels, and things like that. So I get it. But I would love to see more. If anything, if they're not going to give us more, let's usher in the new wave of girls, like, because the people are tired. You know what I'm saying? We're really tired. We're really, really tired. Let me read what some of the things that y'all had to say before I go on to our last thing that I want to cover. I'm gonna be quick because my team come on in 10 minutes, y'all. Someone said we need more Rhapsody and Lauryn Hill vibes. Honestly, I think the R&B girlies, and I know they're not necessarily considered R&B. They're still rappers. I love Rhapsody though, and shout out to Philly. But I believe that the R&B girlies are kind of taking an uptick right now. Let me know if you agree. Like, as much as I've kind of like overheard the song Burning Blue by Mariah Scientist or Folded by Kehlani, I'm actually happy that I hear them a lot because I'm a radio listener. So, you know, the radio is never playing a versatile music. They're always playing the same thing. But I'm actually glad that we have two really popular R&B songs out right now. And I was reading somewhere that I believe it was Megan Thee Stallion's song that got on the top 40 of the hip hop charts or just the overall Billboard charts. And then when it fell off, there hadn't been a hip hop song on the charts for a while. That shows something. Does that mean that hip hop is dead? No, but it does show that the listening power to a lot of this type of music has definitely taken a downgrade, right? So I don't know. I just kind of feel like overall the song is very like, oh yes, you know what I'm saying? The beat gets you, it's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? But I just think the video and some of the lyrics could have been a lot better because to captivate an audience these days, you can't give them the same thing that they've already eaten. You know what I'm saying? You can't put the same thing on a plate that we've already had. I don't even eat the same thing every week. You know what I'm saying? I could probably eat the same thing for 3 days until I want something different. And I think that's what needs to happen with a lot of these ladies that are in the industry as well. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and transition into our last story for the night. I hope you guys are enjoying. Please give me a thumbs up if y'all are still here rocking with me. Okay. My Eagles play in about, a few minutes. So we're going to make this a little quick. Okay. We're going to make this quick. But I did want to talk about this too, because I felt like it was really important. And I'll probably go live again another day because I have so many other topics on here. But this is just the last one. I don't have much to show. But this one says Ashanti spotted soaking up the sun in the Bahamas with her baby boy. And obviously, Ashanti is now a mother. She's in her 40s. I always loved Ashanti. To me, she was like just one of the aesthetics that I aspired to be when I was a little girl watching 106 in Park and BT and MTV and wherever we saw Ashanti and Megan Good. I love that era. Like I loved growing up as a child of the early 2000s because like the girls that we looked up to were just to me majestic beauties, very like natural, very like attainable, you know what I'm saying? They were so beautiful, but you still thought you could be them. And they gave this essence about them that like showed that you had to be talented and also be, a beautiful woman. I know in certain regards, like people, the whole thing with Ashanti and J-Lo, where J-Lo can't really sing. J-Lo can't sing, but she could definitely dance and act. Okay, I'll give J-Lo that. She's still talented for the most part, right? But I just wanted to show this because a lot of comments, and I think this is on the Shade Room, but I could not find it. Let me see if I can pull it up. Ashanti. I think I saw it on the Shade Room. I meant to save it, but I completely forgot. It must have not been on the Shade Room. I don't know. However, a lot of the comments were saying things like, oh, like y'all see this natural body and why are y'all shaming her and why are people talking down on her and things like that, right? But personally, I never saw those comments. Like, I don't know. Do y'all feel like sometimes it'd be some rage baiting or something like that? Because I have seen, like, obviously there's always going to be mean comments. People say things about me too. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the top comments are like, this is what a real body looks like. I don't know why y'all comments is being negative. I don't be seeing the negative comments. I think people be thinking there's going to be negative comments because you want to project something negative. But needless to say, this is a picture of Ashanti. I'll see if they'll let me. So that's her. And it says Ashanti flaunts her famous curves in tiny pink swimwear while cradling her and Nelly's son at the beach. And then it says that, and it says the always and on time singer 45 turned head. Ooh, 40. She looks so good. I did not know she was 45. And this is why I hate when people be like, oh, you're done after 30, or if you're 35 plus, like you're cooked. Like, what? I think you get better with age. I feel like I look better now at 28 than I did at 18, than I looked at 25. I can only imagine what 30 and 35 and 40 will bring me. Like, I feel like I'm in my best look of life so far. But it says, turned heads in a figure hugging pink swimsuit as she enjoyed a sunny Barbados getaway with little KK on Friday, showing off her inviolable curves while keeping her baby close. The gorgeous mom looked completely relaxed and radiant as she spent precious moments with her little one, laughing and swinging her son high into the air, delighting in his giggles. She then gently lowered him to let his tiny toes touch the crystal clear surf. Ooh, this has a lot of sensory detail. Soaking Reem Kincaid Haynes was born July 2024, following the couple's engagement announcement in April 2024. The sweet vacation follows Nelly's stirring debate after admitting there are some daddy duties he dodges, including diaper changes, which we ain't gonna get into that. Ashanti and Nelly did that show and it did not work out for them. But I think she looks beautiful. I mean, Ashanti was literally or just childless for the longest, and a lot of people bullied her about that. She catches a lot of flack for one of the most unproblematic celebrities that we've had. You know what I'm saying? She catches a lot, right? And I don't get it. Like, she never really does or says anything wrong. I think the most flack she's gotten was going back to Nelly, and people were here for it until we started hearing Nelly talk, and we were like, "What do you mean you don't change diapers? What do you mean, all these different things?" But I mean, she likes it. I love it. They're still together, so if I had a camera following me and my relationship around, there would be things people don't like about me or him. So I can't judge it too harshly, but not changing diapers was crazy to say. I ain't gonna lie. But I think she looks beautiful. I don't see why she was body shamed at all. I know people didn't see the comments, but I don't think that they weren't there. And I think women like Ashanti are showcasing what a natural progression of beauty looks like. So I wanted to end off on this because I wanted y'all to see that all of these aesthetics, we just saw Megan Thee Stallion, who, again, I think Megan has gotten work done. Some of y'all said she has lipo. I saw the comments. I personally think she got her nose done or something. Did she probably get in the gym and lose weight naturally? Yes, I do believe that. But if y'all think she got lipo, then, that's what y'all think. But we saw Megan Thee Stallion. We even saw Bhad Bhabie, who clearly has gotten lip filler and, work done. Yaya Mayweather appears to be normal, but in this some reason, people love to make it seem like once you hit a certain age, you can't be beautiful anymore. Well, of course she's thicker. She's 45 years old with a 1-year-old baby. Like, do you think she was gonna stay, the Ashanti from 2000s forever? No, most women's bodies do not behave like that. And if y'all remember, Ashanti, baby or not, but even prior to this baby, when she was just traveling and taking her bikini pictures and always being outside, and people were like, well, why don't you have a man? And why don't you have a baby? And you don't have any kids. When people were saying all of that hoopla and all that foolishness, let me see. I think it's not going to let me skip to what I need to. But let me see if I can scroll back just far enough. But prior to all of that, Ashanti was eating and has always been. For even before she got back with Nelly, before she had this baby, she was on the private islands just being cute, taking her pictures. I mean, come on. Come on. This was literally her in 2024. She was looking so bomb. So, okay, motherhood added, look at that. Come on now. Like this, if this was in 2023, so about 2 years ago, she was 43 in these pictures, 42, 43 in these pictures. And she looked amazing. I remember always seeing her and I'm just like, hell, this is what I want to look like at 40 something if I can, please. I don't get the body shaming when this woman has maintained a certain natural emphasis on natural look for the majority of her career. It's never been Ashanti trying to plump up on the filler or get breast implants or any of these things. Yeah, this was the picture that I saw that blew me away. I mean, come on now. Come on. Mouth to the floor. Come on now. Like, how can you sit here and even say anything? This woman has always been beautiful, but it just goes to show that a lot of people, and I don't even think it's women, I think this is coming from probably incel men that think life is just stagnant and people don't evolve. But, is it this one? Let's try this one. Okay, this was for her 45th birthday. She still looks beautiful. I don't care. Like, she looks great. But um it just goes to show that, like, as a woman ages, as she progresses, as she, just look at that, she's still beautiful. As she goes up in life, when she goes through motherhood and her body changes, you still look fine. Okay, I just want to remind y'all of that, because I know how social media can be. I know how it's like really tough to see all these different beauty standards, and skinny is back in. Skinny is back in. And one thing about me, I'll say this: when I moved to Atlanta, which was in March. So how long has it been? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Oh, girl, you 9 months in. Um, I gained a lot of weight when I first moved here. A lot of people have been even asking me, like, Chama, why do you look different in your videos? You're glowing. What did you do? What I did was I lost the weight that I gained when I got here. And not because I felt like I looked bad. I personally feel like weight gain on an oval long face like mine, it just doesn't, it just, I don't like it. But at the end of the day, your body changes. I was going through the change of moving to a new city, having all these food options, the stress, the hormones. I was back paying rent when I had been living at home for almost 2 years. Things happen, your body changes. We're women. I'm in my 20s. And never think that your 20s is your best era. Like, and I'm saying this as someone that's in your 20s. Shout out to all my ladies in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. You could be just as beautiful as you age. And motherhood, being a wife, and just life in general should never make anybody be body shamed for how their body progresses, because at the end of the day, it's natural, it's inevitable, and it's going to happen. Okay, so yeah, you can stay in the gym and diet well, and be in great fitness, and I encourage that. I'm never going to tell anybody to not do that. I encourage that. I do it every day. But at the end of the day, I love seeing this type of natural beauty just be exemplified, because it's too much hardship, it's too much quick fixing, facelifting, nip and tucking that people want to say are the answers. But the answer is never that. The answer is always going to be the internal work and the confidence to accept yourself as is, as you progress. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. That's all I got for y'all tonight. My game is about to start. ESPN is sending me Oh, yep. ESPN is literally sending me some stuff. Last thing I'll say, if you're a hairstylist in Atlanta, I want to get a ponytail done tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, because I leave for Cleveland on Friday. If y'all could send me a stylist in Atlanta, reach out to me on social media somewhere, or find me. I'm gonna be in my DM. But yeah, I'm gonna show. Let me see if I can show you the style that I want. I sent it. I'm already washed and blow dried, y'all. You don't even really got to wash and blow dry me if you don't want to. But I'm trying to just get something kind of like this deep side part, probably get some curls. I already have the bundles and everything. So if you have any stylists in here, let's collaborate. Let's do something. Tomorrow is a holiday, so I don't think many people are working, but I can find you. But let me know, okay? Let me know. That's the last thing I'll say. So I've been on here for an hour and a half. Shout out to everybody that's going to watch the playback. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I will be live again, hopefully again this week. If not, after I come back from the wedding I'm going to in Cleveland. It's for my man's best friend from college and one of his former teammates. He's getting married. So we'll be in Ohio this weekend celebrating that. But other than that, I'll try to be live again, because I have a lot more topics that I've been wanting to get to that I want to talk about. And I know y'all love the live streams, and I love being able to just go and talk to y'all and see y'all live. So that's it. I'm going to call it a night. I'm sorry if you got in here late, but definitely catch the playback. And everyone have a good night and God bless. All right. Bye, y'all. Bye.